All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the 135 community. My name is Brian Frazier, and I'll be your presenter for tonight. I'm glad that you all can come tonight. We're going to be going over the 135 process tonight. If you're new, you might want to take a couple notes, maybe, or at least pay close attention because we're going to go over some very pertinent information with you tonight. For those of you that have already seen this, I hope that by watching this again that you may see something that you may have missed before. But hopefully, if you're here again, that means that something resonated with you, and you've come back to look at it again, and we appreciate that. Hold on one second. Let me put this over here. Okay, so now the 135 community is basically a community of like-minded individuals coming together to help one another. That's the basic premise of this community. And one of our main goals with this community, bringing this community together, is to get rid of debt and to wipe out poverty. That's our main focus. But we have a process in which we'll do that. And the process is something that I think that is going to be fairly new to people. It's not something that most people are used to seeing this type of process before. There's some things in this process that may look similar, but for the most part, it's a pretty different animal than what anybody has ever seen before. Now, the concept of what we're doing here is old. It's been around for a long, long time. Right? But the process is something new, and so we hope that you can grasp the process and take heed to it, and hope that it resonates with you as we go through it. This process, I find, is very, very simple process. It's not really that difficult at all. It's pretty easy kind of a process to go through. But just as easy and as simple as this process is, it's even easier to mess this process up. And I'll always say that. Because, first of all, money in this process is no issue, which you'll see. We ask you, as we go through the process, I'm going to ask you to kind of not focus on the money so much, but to focus on the process itself. And I know sometimes that could be hard to do, because for the simple fact is, that's all I'm going to be talking about is money. But in saying that, if you can kind of gear your mind to the process itself, and I'm going to, keep trying to lead you back to the process as much as I possibly can, because that's the most important thing, is the process. And because the process is really what's going to guide the community, the process itself. And so, now, before I get into the process, there's one thing that I do want to go over real briefly, because it's just for the simple nature of people, when they see something like this, or something similar to this, and when you anytime that you have to bring people into something, or invite people or recruit people in to some type of program or platform, they already have their preconceived notions about what they think it may be. And most of the time, it's always based on a pyramid scheme. And, the networking industry and MLM type industry, home-based business industry, has developed, unfortunately, a mindset in most people that to get involved, they think it's a pyramid scheme. And and I think that this has been, kind of placed on people's mentality, uh, that whenever you're invited or recruited into something, it has to be some type of a pyramid scheme. And most of the time, most people don't even know what a pyramid scheme is. Right? And so what I always like to attempt to do before I go over what the process is and how it works, I like to just go over briefly what a pyramid scheme really is. So therefore, there won't be any confusion about whether or not the process in which we use in the 135 community is a pyramid scheme or not. All right. Now, you can go to Google pyramid scheme and get a more detailed explanation of what a pyramid scheme really is. But right here, what I have is just a short, brief definition of it, or perspective of it, and hopefully you can see what a pyramid scheme really is. So once we get into the process itself, then you'll see that what we're going to go over is nowhere near a pyramid scheme. So now it says here, pyramid scheme is a fraudulent system of making money based on recruiting an ever-increasing number of investors. And the key word here is investors. Now, the initial promoters recruit investors who in turn recruit more investors and so on. The scheme is called a pyramid because at each level, the number of investors increase. Now, basically, with a pyramid scheme, you have investors. And anytime that you have investors, the investors are looking for some type of rate of return on their investment. Okay? That's just a natural thing. If I invest money, I'm expecting some type of return on my money, hopefully. Okay? Now, the people that run these investment schemes or these pyramid schemes, what they do is as people come in with their investments, the people who run it, they end up taking the people who come into this pyramid scheme last. They take a portion of their monies and they give it to the first people who came into the pyramid scheme, giving them the impression that they got a rate of return on their investment, that their investment, giving them the illusion that their investment made money. All right? And so therefore that encourages people to invest even more money. And so until one day everything just falls apart and they just run away with the bulk of the money. This has happened, and this does happen. All right? And so people do have a legitimate concern about actual pyramid schemes, getting involved with pyramid schemes, because that is definitely illegal to do that. Okay, to pose as an investment and you're not, and you're baiting, switching people's money around, making them believe that they are making money on their investment. And the Securities Exchange Commission will come down hard on any platform or any scheme that does this, which they have done in the past. All right, so that is what a true pyramid scheme is. But now most people, when they say pyramid scheme, they're really thinking more in terms of a pyramid structure. Okay, because a pyramid structure, if you talk about a pyramid is the shape of a triangle, and so everybody thinks of a pyramid, as the person at the top getting all the money. All right, of any money's coming into that pyramid. Well, most people don't realize that actual pyramid structure really describes the jobs that they work on in the corporate world. So basically, from that standpoint, everything is a pyramid structure. Right? And so when you're dealing with corporate jobs, or even government, you're dealing in a pyramid structure, because everything, there's always somebody at the top who makes most of the money all the time. Okay, and so basically, you think about it on your own job. The person, the CEO of the corporation that you work for, nobody makes more money than the CEO of the company, quite naturally. So you making more money working on your job than the person who owns the job or owns the company, that's like zero to none, basically. Unless you're, family and you one day take over that position when that person is gone. So really, that's a real pyramid structure within itself. And everything is a pyramid structure. So a lot of times that gets confused, because when people think of network marketing or MLM or home-based businesses and things of that nature, all right, they want to lump that in as a pyramid. Well, yeah, it is a pyramid, but it's a different type of pyramid. All right. And so most people don't really realize that their jobs are actually a pyramid structure. So I just wanted to point that out real quick before we got into the process, because I don't want anybody to confuse this process in which we're getting ready to talk about as being a pyramid or a pyramid scheme. All right. So it's completely different, and which you'll see as we go through. All right. So now, getting into this, the 135. There's certain criteria or characteristics that you would want to have when you come in to this process in the 135 community. As I said earlier, this process is simple. It's fairly easy, really, to be honest with you. Okay, but just as easy as it is it's even easier to mess this up. And the reason why I say that is because the main issue with this process are the people involved. Because I'm going to tell you up front, the process is flawless. It's a flawless process. There's nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with the process. The only thing that messes this process up are the people. And so having certain characteristics going into this process, or even getting through this process, is going to be very, very important. And you're going to hear me talk about those characteristics as we go through the process, because it's very pertinent that everybody understands the characteristics that's needed to get through this. So you're going to hear me say quite often, you need to have honesty in going through this process. Okay? Honesty is going to be very, very important. You're going to need integrity, which goes right along with honesty. Integrity, and as we go through, you'll see why integrity plays a very crucial part of all of this. And you need commitment, okay? Because our main focus here in the community, and we hope it's your focus as well, is to get out of debt, to get rid of debt, and to wipe out poverty within our communities. Because poverty, is a cancer. Debt is a cancer in our society. And we vow in this community to wipe out debt and poverty as much as we possibly can. That's the whole focus of this community. It's starting with your own debt, because I don't know anyone, no matter how much money they make on their jobs or wherever, everyone is in debt in one way or another. In one way or another. All right. And debt is what kept our economy or kept the people down within this economic system that we find ourselves in. All right, and so we uh, pride ourselves in this community to get rid of debt and to wipe out poverty. So we want people to be committed to that, or hope that you will be committed to doing that. And then one of the most important parts of this whole thing, one of the most important characteristics that's going to be needed with this is discipline. Discipline is almost the glue that keeps this all together. Because if you're not disciplined, it's going to be very, very easy. Like I said before, it's even easier to mess this process up. And discipline is the main thing. If you don't have that, everything else falls to the wayside. Okay? So those are the characteristics that you're going to hear me say quite often as we go through this process, to try to drive it home in your mind how we have to be in order to make this work as a community. All right? Now, before I get to the next step, I just want to kind of set the tone of the process, because you know, the old scientist and philosopher Albert Einstein once said that the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. Compound interest. And if you really understand compound interest, then money is no issue at all. Okay? And it's just an amazing concept of compound interest. And one analogy of that I always use is that if you take a penny and you double the penny every day for the next 30 days, you'll be astounded of what you will end up with in 30 days just from one penny compounding for 30 days. It is amazing. And I talk about this every day, and it's still, every time I look at it, it just amazes me. It's almost like magic. But I encourage you to get a calculator one day and take a penny, and on a calculator, calculate a penny doubling every day for 30 days. At the end of 30 days, just from starting with the penny, and then the next day you have 2 pennies, and the following day you have 4 pennies, and then 8 pennies, and so on and so forth. At the end of 30 days, you magically have $5.3 million. $5.3 million, starting with the penny in just 30 days. And we all know 30 days is no time at all. No time at all. You can blink and 30 days is over. Here we are in 2020, and we're already into May already. All right. So time waits for no one. So 30 days is not long at all. And to think that a penny can turn into $5.3 million in just 30 days is unbelievable. So I want you to conceptualize that as we go through the process. But again, I'm going to ask you to don't focus on the money part. Focus on the process if you can. Okay? I challenge you if you can do that. Okay, let's get into it. So now, as we go through the process, the first step in the process is the Family Dollar donation. This is the first start of the process. And it's just like it says, a dollar donation. So to get started with this, all you need is to have $1 and donate that $1 to the person that invited you. That's it, $1. And then ultimately what you want to do is you want to bring in or invite a minimum of 3 people into the process that has $1 that they can donate to you. So basically, you're coming in with $1. You're going to donate that $1 to the person that invited you, and you want to go and get 3 people who have $1 that they can donate to you. And that starts the process. That's very, very simple. We don't want to make it too much more difficult than that. Okay? Just $1. Now, the other part of this is that we only want to donate on a Monday or a Thursday. A Monday or a Thursday. That's it. We don't want to donate on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, Saturdays or Sundays, not even on Friday, just on Mondays and Thursdays. Why? Is because that keeps us organized. That's going to keep us organized. Or you might say, Brian, well, why do I need to be organized just on a Monday and a Thursday? Because in this process, we have no website and we have no software to keep track of anything. Everything is going to fall on you. Okay. This whole process depends on you being able to keep up with everything that needs to be done. Okay. We have no technology helping us here. And there's a reason for that. And as we go through, you'll see what why the reason for that is. Okay. So now, with your $1, you're donating that $1 to the person that invited you. So as you can see, money is really not an issue because $1 is very insignificant to most people. Yeah, people like money. They ain't gonna throw money away. But if you walk down the street and $1 fell out of your pocket, and by the time you got home and you realized that dollar had fell out your pocket, I mean, you're not going to get too upset about losing $1. Okay, just like you're not too keen on getting a penny doubling every day until you find out at the end what it's worth. But $1, is very insignificant. So really, money is no issue. All right, money is no issue. So now, you came in, you took your $1 and you donated that to the person that invited you. So now, what you want to do, just like today is Monday, so by Thursday, which is donation day, you want to have 3 people that can donate $1 to you by Thursday. So, as we go through, Thursday is donation day. Okay, Mondays and Thursdays. So in this case, Thursday is donation day. So you bring 3 people into the process. They take their $1 and they donate it to you. That's going to bring you $3. At that point, you're going to take $2 of that $3. You're going to donate that to the person that invited you, and you keep $1 for yourself. And so now you have your $1 back at this point. Okay? So you really haven't lost anything, right? Not even $1. So now at this point, you can really say money is no issue here. Money is no issue. Because even with this, if we were at a casino, we would say, okay, at anything else at this point, you're playing with house money. So money is no issue, right? So now if you go to the next donation day, which donation days are on Mondays and Thursdays, then the 3 people now are going to donate to you $2 because they brought in 3 people at this point who donated $1 to them. Out of that, they take $2 and donate it to you. Now you have $6 that you've taken in, and out of that, you're going to take $4 and you're going to send that to the person that invited you. Now you're going to keep $2 for yourself. Now you've accumulated a total of $3 altogether to this point. So now you have $3. All right? Real simple stuff. We're not going to try to complicate this at all. Real simple, easy process. $3 now. All right? So now, at this particular point in the process, what we want to do at this point is take that $3 and we want to upgrade to the $3 cash tripler. So we want to take that $3 in the cash tripler and we want to donate that $3 to the person that invited you. Now that you're in two different processes at the same time now. You're in the $1 process and you're in the $3 cash tripler now. Make sense? So now you're in two different processes at this point. All right? So now the next donation day, which is on a Monday or a Thursday, now the three people are going to donate to you $4 each. Now you're taking in $12. Out of that 12, you're going to take $8 and you're going to send that to your inviter. You're going to keep $4 for yourself, and now you've accumulated $7 to this point. Okay, just in the $1 process. So now the third donation day in the $1 process becomes the first donation day in the cash tripler. So now those three people that you invited are now going to send you $3 each, because now they're in the cash tripler. And so now you take $9 in the cash tripler, and out of that you're going to take $6 and donate that to your inviter. And now you're going to keep $3 for yourself, and now you have your $3 back that you initially donated prior to that, which now you're at a total of $10 to this point. All right? Real easy, real simple stuff. Money is really no issue here, right? All right, now, we go to the fourth donation day. This is a Monday or a Thursday. And now the three people are now going to donate to you $8 each. That's a total of $24. You're going to take 16 of that and you're going to donate that to your inviter. You're going to keep $8 for yourself. That's a total of $15 that you've accumulated just in the $1 process. Okay? That's a total of $18 now to this point. Now, quite naturally, the fourth donation day in the $1 process becomes the second donation day in the cash tripler. So now the three people are going to donate to you $6 each. That's $18 that you're going to accumulate in the cash tripler. That's $12 you're going to take that and donate that to your inviter. You're going to keep $6 for yourself. Now that's a total of $9 that you've accumulated just in the cash tripler, which now brings you to $24 to this point altogether. So now, at this particular point, all right, because this is called the 135 community, the one being the $1 in the $1 donation, the 3 being the $3 in the cash tripler, and at this point we're going to take $5 and we're going to donate that into the $5 freedom process. So you're going to take $5 and you're going to donate that to your inviter in the $5 freedom. So now at this particular point, now you're in three different processes at the same time. The $1 process, the $3 process, $3 cash tripler, and the $5 freedom process. Three different processes. Okay? Simple, easy, not difficult at all. Okay? And you started with what? $1, one time out of pocket. Okay? We're playing with house money here. Money is no issue. So now we go to donation day 5. Donation day 5. On donation day 5 in the $1 process, the 3 people are now going to donate to you $16 each. That's a total of $48 altogether. You're going to take $32 of that and you're going to donate that to the person that invited you. You're going to keep $16 for yourself. That's a total of $31 that you've accumulated in just a $1 process. That's a total of $40 to this point. So you've accumulated $40 to this point with a $1 one time out of pocket. Right? Now, the 5th donation day in the $1 process becomes the 3rd donation day in the $3 cash tripler. So now the 3 people are going to donate to you $12 each. That's $36 that you take in. You're going to take $24 of that, donate it to your inviter. You're going to keep $12 for yourself. That's $18 that you've accumulated just in the cash tripler, bringing you to $52 to this point. Now the 3rd donation day in the cash tripler becomes the 1st donation day in the $5 freedom process. The 3 people are now going to donate to you $5 so they can start the $5 freedom process. That's $15 that you're going to accumulate. You're going to take $10 of that, donate it to your inviter. You keep $5 for yourself, and now you've got your $5 back that you previously donated. That's $57 to this point. Money is no issue. You're playing with house money here. So you understand, honesty, integrity, and commitment to getting rid of debt and wiping out poverty is what we're shooting for here. And as long as we stay disciplined to this process, there's no reason why we can't get to this point. Okay? So now we go to donation day 6. In donation day 6, the 3 people are now going to donate $32 each. That's $96 just in the $1 process. You're going to take $64 of that, donate it to your inviter. You're going to keep $32 for yourself. That's $63 that you've accumulated just in the $1 process. $63. And all anybody's ever doing is what? Putting up $1. That's it. $1. At this point, you've accumulated $89 to this point. $89. Now, the 6th donation day in the $1 process becomes the 4th donation day in the $3 cash tripler. So now the 3 people are donating $24 to you each. That's $72 altogether. You're going to take $48 of that, donate it to the person that invited you. You keep $24 for yourself. Now you've accumulated $42 just in the cash tripler. That's $113 altogether to this point. All right. Now the 4th donation day in the cash tripler becomes the 2nd donation day in the $5 freedom. Now the 3 people are going to donate to you $10 in the $5 freedom process, which is $30. You're going to take $20 of that, donate it to your inviter. You're going to keep $10 for yourself. That's $15 altogether in the $5 freedom process. That's $123 to this point. $1, one time out of pocket. That's all you started with. And now you're playing with house money. So therefore, money is no issue in this process. Okay? As long as we stay disciplined to the process, there's no reason why this shouldn't happen. Okay? Now we go to donation day 7. Remember, donation days is on Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays and Thursdays. So now, the 3 people are now going to donate to you $64 each. That's $192. You're going to take $128 of that, and you're going to donate that to your inviter. You keep $64 for yourself. That's $127 that you've accumulated in the $1 process. Just in the $1 process. That brings you to $187 to this point. $1, one time out of pocket. Playing with house money. The 7th day in the $1 process becomes the 5th day in the cash tripler. So now the 3 people are donating to you $48 each. That's $144. You're going to take 96 of that, donate it to your inviter. You're going to keep 48 for yourself. That's $90 that you've accumulated just in the cash tripler. That's bringing you to over $235 to this point. The 5th donation day in the cash tripler becomes the 3rd donation day in the $5 freedom. That's $20 from the 3 people each. That's $60 altogether. You're going to take 40 of that, donate it to your inviter. You keep 20. That's a total of $35 just in the $5 freedom, bringing you to $255 to this point. Honesty, integrity, committed to getting rid of debt and wiping out poverty. That's our goal. And if we stick to the discipline, if we stay disciplined to this process, there's no reason why we shouldn't get here. Okay? Now, donation day 8. Okay? We're into 1 month into this process. Donation day 8, Monday or Thursday. The 3 people are now donating to you $128. That's $384 altogether. You're going to take $256 of that, donate it to your inviter. You keep $128 for yourself. That's $255 that you've accumulated just in the $1 process. That's $383 that you've accumulated, and all anybody ever came out of their pocket with was $1. So now you can see money is not the issue here, right? $1 from everybody, and then everybody's playing with house money. Okay? Money is no issue. The 8th donation day in the $1 process becomes the 6th donation day in the cash triplet. Now the 3 people are donating to you $96 in the cash triplet. That's $288 altogether. $192 you're going to send to your inviter. You're going to keep $96 for yourself. That's $186 just in the cash triplet. Now you're at $479 to this point. The 6th donation day in the cash tripler becomes the 4th donation day in $5 freedom. That's $40 each. That's $120 altogether. You take $80 of that, send it to your inviter. You keep $40 for yourself, and now you've accumulated $75 in the $5 freedom process. That's $519. So in 1 month, you're at $519, and all anybody ever gave up was $1 one time out of pocket. You kind of see how this is going now? The process. I want you to focus on the process, because money is not the issue here. Okay? Donation day 9, Monday and Thursdays, right? The 3 people are now going to donate to you $256 each in the $1 process. That's $768. Out of that, you're going to take $512 and donate that to your inviter. You're going to keep $256 for yourself. That's $511 just in the $1 process. Just in the $1 process. That's taking you over $775 to this point. Okay. Now, the 9th day in the $1 process is the 7th day in the cash tripler. So that's $192 each. That's $576. You're going to take $384 of that and send it to your inviter. You're going to keep $192 for yourself. And that's $378 just in the cash tripler. That's a total of $967 altogether to this point. The 7th donation day in the cash tripler becomes the 5th donation day in the $5 freedom. That's $80 each. That's $240 altogether. You're going to take 160 of that, send it to your inviter. You keep 80. That's $155 that you've accumulated in the $5 freedom process. That's over $1,000, $1,047 to this point. Honesty, integrity, and the commitment to getting rid of debt and wiping out poverty and staying disciplined to this process. This can happen. Day number 10, donation day 10, Mondays and Thursdays. Now the 3 people are donating to you $512 each. That's $1,536. $1,536 that you're taking in. $800 you're going to send to your inviter. You're going to keep $736 for yourself. That's $1,247 altogether, just in the $1 process. Honesty and integrity, okay? Honesty and integrity. Being committed to wiping out poverty and getting rid of debt. That's the goal here. So at this point, we're at $1,783. Now, the 10th donation day in the $1 process becomes the 8th donation day in the cash tripler. Now that's $384 each. That's $1,152 altogether. That's $600 you're going to take from that and send to your inviter. You're going to keep $552 for yourself. That's a total of $930. That takes you over $2,335 to this point. The 8th day in the cash tripler becomes the 6th day in the $5 freedom. That's $160 each. That's $480 altogether. You're going to take $320 of that, send it to your inviter. You're going to keep $160 for yourself. That's $315 just in the $5 freedom, taking you over $2,495 to this point. $1, one time out of pocket. Okay. Everybody's playing with house money right now. Day number 11, D-Day, donation day, number 11, only on Mondays and Thursdays. The 3 people are now donating to you $800 each. That's $2,400. Out of that, you're going to take $1,000 and send that to your inviter. You're going to keep $1,400 for yourself. That's $2,647 just in a $1 process. Okay? Honesty and integrity. Honesty and integrity. That's over $3,895 to this point. Now, I just want to point out something. See, once you get to this particular position here in the process, can you see the type of team and the type of community that is growing here? See, at this point, you have a team of leaders here. Because, see, here at this particular point, if you can realize, you're only dealing with the person that invited you. That's the only person that you're donating to. And the 3 people that's donating to you. That's it. That's all you're doing. That's all you're dealing with. But you also have a team of people, a community of people behind you. Understand how valuable that is. Okay? Forget about the money, but look at the community that you are building here of leaders. That's very important to realize and to understand. Honesty and integrity is what's needed, right? Day number 11 in the $1 process becomes day number 9, donation day 9 in the $3 cash tripler. Now that's $600 each. That's $1,800 that you're going to take in the cash tripler. That's $1,000 of that you're going to send to your inviter. You're going to keep $800 for yourself. That's $1,730 that you've accumulated just in the cash tripler, taking you over $4,695 to this point. This is 5 weeks. The 9th day of the cash tripler becomes the 7th day in the $5 freedom. That's $320 each. That's $960 altogether. You're going to take $640 of that, and you're going to donate that to your inviter. You're going to keep $320 for yourself. That's $635 just in the $5 freedom, taking you over $5,015 in 10 donation days. 5 weeks. 5 weeks is not a long time, y'all. And you're over $5,000, and it's what? $1, one time out of pocket. That's all anybody ever gave up in this process. So money really wasn't the issue, is it? Everybody's playing with house money. This is the, if you really look at it, this is the community's money, right? Now watch this. Day 12, donation day 12. We're at the end of 6 weeks into this process. 6 weeks, that's all. The 3 people are now going to donate to you $1,000 each. That's $3,000. Out of that, you're going to take $1,000 and send that to your inviter. You're going to keep $2,000 for yourself. That's a total of $4,647 just in the $1 process. A $1 donation. That's all anybody ever came out of their pocket with. $1. And you've accumulated $4,647 in this process, taking you over $7,015 to this point in 6 weeks. Unbelievable. This is compounding at its finest. Compounding. But what are we compounding? People, leaders, a community. I hope you can see this. It's the process, not the money. Because see, if you build the process, if you use the process to build the community, the money automatically comes, doesn't it? Because nobody loses any money into this process. Nobody. I hope you're seeing this. Now, at this particular point in the process, where you had 3 people donating $1,000 each to you, at this particular point, you no longer donate on Mondays and Thursdays. At this time, after this day, you will only donate on Tuesdays to the person that invited you. Only on Tuesdays. Whenever you receive $1,000 from the 3 people that you invited, you will only donate on Tuesday. So that means every Tuesday you will keep $2,000 a week in the $1 process. Make sense? Now the 12th donation day in the $1 process becomes the 10th donation day in the cash tripler. The 3 people are now in the cash tripler donating $1,000 each. That's $3,000. You're going to take $1,000 of that and donate it to your inviter, and you're going to keep $2,000 for yourself. That's $3,730 just in the cash tripler, taking you over $9,015 in 6 weeks. $1, one time, out of pocket. Okay? Honesty and integrity. You see, honesty and integrity. That's what you got to have. And we're trying to do what? Get rid of debt and wipe out poverty through the community. I hope you're seeing this. And at this particular point in the $3 cash tripler, because you're receiving $1,000 from the 3 people that you invited, you will only start donating after this point on Tuesdays of each week. So that means you're keeping $2,000 every week in the cash tripler. So in the $1 donation, you're keeping $2,000, and in the cash tripler, you're keeping $2,000 every Tuesday of every week that you receive $1,000 from 3 people. Make sense? Not that difficult. Very simple. Very easy. The 10th donation day in the cash tripler becomes the 8th donation day in the $5 freedom. That's $640 each from the 3 people that you invited. That's $1,920. You're going to take $1,000 and send that to your inviter. You keep $920. That's $1,555 just in the $5 freedom. The very next donation day in the $5 freedom on a Monday or a Thursday, now the 3 people are going to donate to you $1,000 each. That's $3,000. You're going to take $1,000, donate that to your inviter. You keep $2,000 for yourself. That's $3,555 that you've accumulated. That's almost $12,000, $11,935 in 6.5 weeks. $1, one time, out of pocket. Nobody gave up more than $1. So that means nobody lost any money in this process. Okay? Honesty and integrity is needed here. Honesty and integrity. Because if you have that, then guess what? If everybody has honesty and integrity, everybody receives their $1,000, right? And if everybody's committed to getting rid of debt and wiping out poverty, everybody becomes debt-free, right? And as long as we stay disciplined to this process, there's no reason why we can't get here. See, this right here is flawless. Flawless. The only thing that can mess this up is us, other people. Because money is not the issue, so money can't mess it up. It's not that we don't have the money, because that's already here. You see? That's why we focus on the process. We focus on the characteristics that's needed to get through this process. Why? Because we have no technology here. We are the technology. Why are we the technology? Why don't we use a website and software to keep track of all of this? Because we probably could set up that. But why don't we use that? Why do you think we don't use a website and software? Okay? Advertising over the internet. Why we don't use that? Because there's nothing can shut this down but you. Trust me, there's going to be people and entities that don't want this to happen for you, that don't want this to happen for the community, because it's not a part of their system. It's a part of our system. This is our process. I hope you understand that. And so, therefore, If we're going to do this, we have to do it ourselves. It's going to be up to us. And so, in order to keep organized, we may need to have some type of ledger or spreadsheet that keep us organized. We don't need software and computers to do this, or websites, I mean. We can do this on our own. Keep track of your own. Because only you need to know what you brought in and what you gave up. Nobody else needs to know that. This is a private community of people coming together to work together with one another with the sole purpose of helping each other get out of debt and wipe out poverty. That's how simple this is. The hard part is us. We're the hard part. We're the part that can bring this down. Nobody else but us. So we have nobody to blame. Okay? If the power goes out, it don't matter. If they shut down a website, it don't matter. We're in control here. And sometimes that could be a problem. We're in control. We have to learn how to be in control. And so getting through this process will teach us how to do that. I hope you see how this is going, what this process is all about. I hope you can see that. See, this right here is the key. Your community, your team, these leaders, your developing leaders. All right? I hope you can see that. See, there's no more time to be caught like we've been caught during this time of this shutdown. There's people that have lost their jobs and may not get them back. There are businesses that have gone out of business and may not come back. Some people have to start all over again. Why? Why does that happen? Because the powers that be makes the decisions for you and I. That should not happen anymore. We should vow to never let that happen again. Let me say this, and I say this almost every time we do this. If in your community where you live at, if 20% of the people in your community, not everybody, just 20% of the people in your community was debt-free and cash-strapped, meaning they had money was no issue, and they were debt-free, you could control your neighborhood. You could control your community. You could dictate to the local officials what you want and tell them what you want done in your community. Because aren't they supposed to work for you? Isn't that the way it was supposed to be? But somehow the script got flipped and they're telling us what to do. How did that happen? See, we became financial slaves instead of financial masters. All because we didn't take advantage of the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. I hope you see this. Here's a little process that can flip the whole script. But the only thing that it depends on is you and I. And that's it. Sometimes that can scare people. Being in control can scare people. But that's what it's going to take to get through this. To get through this process. So now, This is what we propose. We put together some guidelines, okay? Because, see, each and every one of you are in control of this process. But we have to have some type of guidelines to go by, right? So now, first of all, honesty is going to be paramount. Integrity is going to be key. They go together, right? Because if you take in, or if someone takes in $3,000, $1,000 from three people, they're going to have some honesty and integrity in order to take $1,000 of that and send it to the person that invited them. That's just honesty and integrity to stay true to the process. Commitment. That's going to be a must in this process. Because the first thing that you want to do is make sure you get out of debt so you can help others get out of debt. Right? And discipline. If we don't stay disciplined, everything falls apart. Do you agree? Discipline is the glue that holds this whole thing together. Being disciplined to do what it takes. But here, all donations should be done on Mondays and Thursdays to keep a more organized accounting of what is being received by each person. Yeah, we could do it every day. But can you imagine the chaos that could create with a whole community of people? That's why it was done on Mondays and Thursdays. It will be ideal to keep an accounting of your donations you receive on a spreadsheet or ledger to keep organized of when, from who, and what amount you receive. Because we have no software and no computers, no websites to log into, no back office, none of that what most people are used to. Once you receive the same donation from any three people, it will be required to send donation to your inviter for the required amount for that particular donation day. That's a requirement in this process. But note this, if you do not receive all the donations from three people, you will wait until you have all three before you donate to your inviter. So that means you could donate, your donation could fall on a later day. Okay, because you can't donate what you don't have. Okay? It's very important. Now, although it is not required, it would be in good practice to invite more than three people to the community to enhance the possibility of getting your three donations for any particular donation day. Make sense? Because, see, you can't control what an individual does. You might be able to predict what a group of people do, but it's hard to predict what one person might do. So, in that case, it's probably best to bring more than just three people to the community or on your team, just to make sure you get the three donations that you're looking for to keep the process moving. Make sense? So you may have to go get 5, 6, maybe 10 people to ensure that you receive your three donations so you can donate to keep the process going. If you receive donations from more than the required three for the required amount for any donation day, and your donation to your inviter was sent, then all excess donations stay with you. So in other words, if you have 5 people and all 5 of the people donated to you, on that donation day for that donation amount, all you're doing is sending whatever's required from the 3 donations that you receive to your inviter, because the only person you're donating to is your inviter. So if you get more than the 3 donations, anything other than the 3 donations that you receive, you keep. So now that's even more of an incentive to get more than just 3 people, isn't it? See, this thing can get really crazy when it comes to money. And remember, you're playing with house money. Nobody has lost anything in this process. When you get to the point that you start to receive $1,000 from at least 3 people that you invited, you should be honored to donate $1,000 to your inviter. It should be an honor to give that person $1,000. You're giving it away. If you receive $1,000 from only 1 or 2 of the people you have invited, the right thing to do is to donate a minimum of 1/3 or $300 of each donation you receive. Now, once you start to receive all 3 donations, then you should donate the full $1,000 to your inviter. This is just the right thing to do. Once you start receiving $1,000, okay, but you don't get all 3, then at this particular point, it's just the right thing to do to give your inviter $300 of that $1,000 until you receive all 3. Then you start giving $1,000. I hope that makes sense. That's just the right thing to do. Okay? So it's up to us to get this done. Now, there's one other thing that I want to say here, and then I'm going to open it up for any questions that you may have. You know, this is a community effort. Okay? I'm doing this because I'm committed to the cause and to the community. You know, not, I don't know, somebody may be on here that I invited. I don't know. But most of you here don't donate to me. You donate to the person that invited you. All right? So I'm doing my part for the community. All right? And so just you doing your part really helps the whole community, whether directly or indirectly. Because if you do what you need to do and you're helping someone and someone's helping you, that's also helping me. All right? And I'm doing this presentation for the whole community, not just for myself and for the people that I invite, but I'm doing this for everybody. And so if there's something that you can contribute to the whole community, then by all means, do so. There's no problem in that, because everybody would love that, because we're all here together. Now, we have an email that we set up for the community, 135community.unity@gmail.com. If you need these charts, if you need the guidelines, if you didn't get it from your inviter, just email and we'll send it to you. We have a YouTube channel. These calls are recorded. These webinars are recorded. And you can go to our YouTube channel, the 135 Community, and you can get all of the webinars or presentations that we've done to this point. Pick the one that you want to use. Send it to people. Let them see what we're doing here at the community, in the community. And then 135 Community Webinar. This webinar is done every Mondays and Thursdays, donation days. Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm committed to being here every Mondays and Thursdays. Are you? Because this is for the community. We're here to get rid of debt and wipe out poverty. Okay? That's how you contribute to the community. But now watch this. We have an individual that put together an ebook for the community. He felt upon himself to put an ebook together for the community. Ronnie Harris put this together, and I thought it was amazing that he did this. He didn't have to. He didn't have to. But he's committed to the whole concept of the community. And he's going to do whatever it takes for everybody to succeed. And this is a beautiful thing. And I call this the blueprint to the process. He's put this together to keep all of us organized and staying on track. Okay? This is a 28-page ebook that he's put together. Powerful thing. Because we don't have a website. We don't have software. It's up to us. See, we can become creative without all the technology. Because we don't want anybody trying to control us or to stifle what we're doing. This is a powerful, powerful document that he's put together. And I hope that you all take advantage of this. All right? And so if you want this, send an email to 135community.unity@gmail.com. And we can make sure that you get a copy of this ebook. And I really appreciate what he's done. This is powerful. This is how we come together. See, this is the evolution. This whole process is evolving. See, I know some of you are probably thinking, man, this ain't this easy. You know, some of you probably thinking, man, I invited 10 people and ain't none of them showed yet. Okay, that's what we're dealing with. That is the nature of the system that we deal in. And so that's why I always say money is not the issue here. It's the people. We have to change our mentality and expand our consciousness to bring this community back to where it should be. And it's just, you know, it's sad that we have to go to these links to be able to bring our people back together to get ahead in this world today. This is 2020, the year 2020. And we have to do things like this so people won't be debt slaves. All right, so I'm gonna get off my soapbox. I know it's getting late. I don't want to keep everybody, but I want to go ahead and open this up. If anybody has any questions, any comments at all, please feel free. Just unmute your mic on your computer, or if you're on the phone, just hit *6 and it'll open you up. If you have any questions at all, any questions, any comments, we just want to make sure that you understand the process and the reason why the 135 community is here. Okay? It's up to us. We don't want to get caught in another shutdown like this again. We don't. We know who's in control right now, and we got to take back control for ourselves. There's no way. There's no way we should be in this predicament. And that just goes to let you see the leaders in this country and around the world who they truly are. Who they truly are. And the system that we're in is not designed for the people. It's designed for corporations and governments. And they're the ones who designed it. We didn't. We just live in it. And it's been this way since we've been on the planet. So it's up to us to make the change. Don't look for them to make the change. We have to make the change. And sometimes change can be kind of strenuous. All right. Any questions, any comments? Any questions, any comments? Anybody?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
For sake, just FYI, how long has the program been running so that everybody know where they're at?
Yeah, good question. Good question. And this is, I think this is our 8th week. This is the 8th week of this process. So this thing just got started. And I can tell you, I don't know for sure, but I can tell you, nobody has reached $1,000 from 3 people yet. Okay. Now it can happen in 6 weeks, but that depends on the people. And so this is a new process. People are not used to this. So it's going to take a minute. So I put it to you this way. If it took you 24 weeks, would it be worth it?
Yes.
If it took you 1 year, would it be worth it?
Yes.
If it took, I'm going to go even further. If it took you 2 years, would it be worth it?
You had to go there, but yes.
You see? So that's why I said those traits are key. Because, see, we're in a microwave, we have a microwave mentality. If it don't happen right now, then we move on to the next thing. And we don't give ourselves a chance to develop and nurture and mature. Because we want everything to happen right now. We in the what do you call it, the bling bling society. Okay, we want the bling bling and we want it to happen now. Everything's in an instant. And see, and that's how we've been conditioned. We've been conditioned that way. And so this whole process, believe it or not, the whole process that we have here is to recondition you. That's what it's for, to recondition you. To get you to see what's really going on around you. Because, see, money is just a tool. That's all it is. It's just a tool. Because, see, once you reach that goal of getting 3 or more people donating $1,000 to you, once you reach that goal, then what you going to do? What you going to do with the money? Are we going to buy fancy cars and lavish houses and get all the diamonds and jewels and all of that? Or are we going to help our community and change our circumstance for everybody, not just for one, but for everybody? See, it's all about the way we think and where our consciousness is at, where our consciousness is at. And this is what this process is here to do, to restructure our thinking and to enhance our consciousness. That's why it's all donations. You don't get paid here. There's no income. It's a mindset. That's why we say money is no issue here. What is your passion? If money was no issue, what would you want to do in life? What is your passion? That's what this process is all about. So yeah, so it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen overnight. It may not happen in 6 weeks. It can, because the process is flawless. The problem is we aren't. We're flawed. And we have to regroup and we have to retrain ourselves to be there for the greater good. Don't let this system trick and fool you. Because everything you see on the mainstream media is not real. It's an illusion. And when you start seeing things for what they really are, that it becomes paramount to you what's going on. It becomes clear what's going on. If you really think this shutdown is because of a virus, we got a lot of catching up to do. Okay? So that's what this process is for. That's what the 135 community is all about. It ain't about the money, trust me. Because if it was really about the money, we wouldn't be putting up no $1. So I hope y'all can see that.
Hey, Mr. Frazier, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Darnell Curtis here in Texas. This is Darnell in Texas.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. I love the community, and that ebook looks phenomenal. I can't wait to get my copy. But that's my comment. But my question is, could you, in just as shortly as possible, because I know we took up a lot of your time, as shortly as possible, explain to maybe some viewers or some listeners who may have questions. The first thing they always want to say is that say we're making $2,000 a week or $1,000 a week. Is this legal? Can you just touch on that as quickly as possible?
Yes. Well, that's a good question. Because we're trained to believe that any monies that we take in, we got to give our portion to the government. But really, when you get people together privately, okay, not in public but privately, and they give money to one another, that is perfectly legal. Okay, even from their own tax, quote unquote tax laws, that's legal. Okay, so now, as long as you're not creating an income or making a profit, okay, then you're privately doing whatever you want to do with one another, peer to peer, person to person, privately. There's nothing they can do. Now, in saying that, the government can do whatever they want to do, no matter if you're abiding by the law or not. So understand that. They can do whatever they want to do and then apologize later on. They have the power to do that. They don't have a right to do it, but they have the power to do it. You don't have the kind of power that they have. Not yet. So that's why we do it the way that we do it. Because if we were out here boasting and bragging that we giving to one another, they could try to come shut it down as quickly as we got it up. Because they don't want you doing that. Uncle Sam want to always get his piece. That's why on your job, before you even get your paycheck, they got theirs. That's part of their system. See, we don't understand the system. So that's why we have this process. So we can learn the system. Okay? Because once you get outside of the system, then you learn what the system is really all about. And that's what this process is all about. When you got private people coming together to help one another, then you see how that works versus how their system works. It's a drastic difference. The only problem is we don't understand that. and we have to retrain ourselves. But that was a good question.
Thank you.
It's a legal process in what we're doing. It's private. You're welcome. See, that's what people don't realize. In our world today, we have especially in this country, there's a private side and there's a public side. Anything that you do in the public, you have to go by the legal system. Anything you do in private is done by common law, is backed by common law. The legal system and common law are two different things, but most people don't know that. But good question. And yes, what we're doing is legal, okay? That doesn't mean that they want us to do it, though. What we're doing is lawful and legal. Any other questions? Any other comments? Question and comment. I really appreciate y'all coming and taking a look at this process. All right? Because it's needed. And we need to learn it and resonate with it. Because that's the only way we're going to get others to take a look at this. It's got to be a part of you. Again, 135community.unity@gmail.com. Our YouTube channel is D135Community. We're here every Mondays and Thursdays. Mondays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Thursdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Bring people. If you don't have the charts and the guidelines, email us and we'll send it to you. And we'll be getting the ebook together so we can send that out to you. The ebook is fantastic. All right. With that in mind, thank everybody for coming tonight. So that means if you're new tonight, then you want to get with your inviter, if you haven't already, and give them your $1. And then by Thursday, you want to have your 3 people identified. So on Thursday, you can get donated $1 from your 3 people and start the process. And let's get this thing going. With that in mind, thank you everybody for coming. Everybody have a great day and a great night and a great week. And we'll see you on Thursday night at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, everybody.